Hello everyone, GameDog here, and welcome back to Let's Play Stick Ranger. Now, you might be wondering, where on earth am I right now? Well, if you look up here, I'm actually in Hill Country 1. I actually went to that grinding spot I mentioned last time, and I basically did like a few runs through, taking out those big walker enemies that give you a ton of experiences early on. Now, one thing I do want to mention about the experience is that the experience curve enemies give you is relative to the enemy's level, because some enemies well, actually every enemy has a certain level. Like say those say like for example say like these enemies their level, say they're level like 10 per se. um well, if that is the case, then what's going to happen is if you kill them when you're level 10 as well, you're going to get the most experience possible from them, and it increments it increments and lowers as you get more leveled up than these guys. My opinion, I believe it's a way to discourage you from I believe it's a way to discourage you from like staying in the same level forever grinding, and I personally like that's there. Now, something else I want to show off is the book. I mentioned before this game actually has a bestiary. This is where it is. Now, if you see here, we clicked on the book, and we can give some money up for an information fee on Opening Street. So I'm going to do that just to show it off. And as you can see here, it also shows off the level of every enemy, how much life they have, their gold, their experience, what they drop. This is probably the most important part. And if they have a strength or if they have a weakness or resistance, it states it here too. Like this guy doesn't take much damage from the freezing element, which I don't think we've actually seen yet. Actually, we've seen it once. We saw the magician get one of them. Oh, and the thing I really like about the book is if you go into the level, it actually displays the information up here too, which is really neat. So, regardless though, now something else I did grab last time as well that I want to show off is this new weapon we got for the gladiator, the Thunder Sword. And I forgot which level I like to go to next. I want to say I like to go to Grassland 3 next, because we can get the next weapon I want for the now is the time where we can get the next weapon I want for the priest. Now, whenever the magic meter fills up on the Thunder Sword, it's not the weapon I'd like to have at this point in the game, but it's still really good too. I mean, it's better than the Iron Sword. Every single time the magic meter fills up, he drops like a bunch of lightning bolts that all do individual damage. Knowing the effects of the magic weapons, experimenting around with them, and knowing how they affect enemies and like what's good against what is a key to doing good at this game. I mentioned before, this game gets really difficult later on. It's all about knowing the elements. Yeah, it's all about knowing like the elements. It's all about knowing knowing the mechanics and how they work, things of that like. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, so we're actually going through here. I want to say, okay, now I mentioned before that my favorite thing about the priest is his insane range. However, if you look here, his range is actually not that better than our other range guy. In fact, he actually has less range. This a weapon that drops in this level fixes all of that. Now, like of a lot of weapons, there are ones that like prioritize like giving you fire damage or giving you like this little physical stone whip kind of effect right here. For the priest, the weapons I'm gonna be getting for the priest that I'm gonna prioritize of him give you insane range. Like by the end of this, that range stat is gonna be like over 300 by the end of the game. If I had to imagine. Now I actually want to kill off these guys right here. I believe the weapon I've been talking about can actually drop from these guys. Okay. Oh, something else I want to point out. I really like the names of these enemies too, or at the very least like the species of the enemies. They're called dragons. Now, I believe they're actually kind of based a little bit off Chinese dragons, how they're usually very thin, but I don't know, something about them looks a little bit strange to me. I think it's the fact that they like they literally have a whip for a body. I don't know, it's kind of odd to me, but I still like it anyway. Like I like the look of these guys, and they also kind of go against something else I don't really like. Actually, that's a good way to word it. They actually kind of go against something else I don't really. I'm actually going to retreat and heal up real quick. They actually go against something else that I don't like about flying enemies, and that's, well, unlike most flying enemies that try to hover above you, these guys actually jump into you, like they're flying straight into my melee guys. I'm assuming that's to get, like, a better shot, and thus of how their momentum works. Ooh, that's a nice weapon, a Sapphire. I'll hold on to that for later. and how most of their attacks works. They actually benefit from being right next to you, and as a result, they like to get close to you. And I actually like that. It makes them a lot more fair to fight if you're playing with melee characters like I am, which I do recommend you do, because they may not be as useful as the long range characters, not being able to shoot that far. But let me tell you, the how often they can attack by comparison is worth it. Trust me on this. So I'm actually not really getting that lucky. Yeah. If worse comes to worse, I will just buy the weapon from the shop, and then just like grind for it off screen. Because okay, one thing I do want to keep to a minimum in this playthrough is grinding. Grinding is very annoying to watch in a Let's Play. I mean, it is probably one of my favorite things to do, but I am very aware that what I do best is very boring to watch. Actually, we haven't taken one of these guys out yet. I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm probably just going to jump to the boss, because I want to take him on. I want to move on here, because I believe we've spent enough time in Grassland 3. Who knows? Maybe I can actually find those enemies on the boss stage too, because they sometimes accompany them with regular enemies. These guys are pretty much exactly the same, only they, let's see. These guys are pretty much exactly the same, only their shots do a little bit more damage. And I was going to say it looks like they have like a double shot, kind of like my explosion does, but that does not appear to be the case. Alright, so let's keep moving forward. No new enemies on this screen, nor on this. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna wait for my guys to take this one out, because I'm going all in. I want these guys to be the ones that drop the weapon I'm looking for. All of my rangers are roughly at half health, although you usually, I'm actually going to drag you guys over here, or the melee. Actually, no, never mind, you took care of them quite well, actually. Let's see here. I want to say that I'll be able to get like 1 or 2 Orangery Rice Ball drops before I actually get to the end of this level. Because apparently this isn't even the final screen. Most levels can range from like 4 to 6 screens long, or like 4 to 8 screens long. With the rare exceptions of ones that are like that. That's literally just like an open room and then a boss. But we'll get to those later. All right, and apparently, yeah, okay. Apparently, we are not going to be getting the weapon I want for this guy, so I think I'll just buy it from the shop later, then grind for it off screen, like I mentioned. Let's actually drag these guys over here. Let's see here. Let's do that, and let's see. Oh, this guy's really close to the ground. Oh, I was thinking maybe I could take advantage of that, but regardless, oh, he actually died. Well, okay, we'll try to get you to. Okay, I don't want you attacking him. I'm gonna try and get you to kill him, and this boss doesn't really have that much health from what I remember, so I might just try to so I might just try to do what I did on that previous boss, which, well, honestly, you guys, please start getting used to to having to do that, because actually, what I could do as well, I was gonna say maybe I could revive the one of my melee range guys, like right inside you, and that starts doing crazy damage. And I don't mean like right inside him, like right now, because one thing that's actually really worth noting about this game is that your rangers actually can't attack from midair. Yeah, like even ranged units cannot like fire at the opponent if they're if they are in the air. Like he's dragged up here right now. He has plenty of time to fire, but he's not going to, because you can't shoot well in the air. Let's see here. I'm getting my shots and his shots a little confused right now, but basically I'm just like dragging him away, being a little bit careful about what he does. Which one of these dead hids is okay, that's the one that's the gladiator right now. I'm gonna hold him right there. Actually, I think the whipper might actually be better. Oh, I hate when they do this. Because, okay, something else, you don't really see, you're probably not going to see me do it that often, but if you do revive a ranger in battle, it'll revive them at the point at which their head is. So you can drag the head around and position where you're going to revive them. I don't really recommend revival strategies, though, because it actually drains a ton of money, like way more if you were to actually just go back to the inn. However, the advantage of that is that you basically just have like flat access to getting your ranger back in the game, which is sometimes worth it, I will admit. I mean, one thing I do like to do, and oh yes, and it doesn't revive them at full health either. That's just a balancing ploy, though. Let's see here. If I can lower you towards the ground, I actually am getting a little impatient right now, so I might actually resort to that if I want to. Let's see here. Let's take you out. Are you close enough to the ground? The whipper could probably hit you. Actually, not from there, but for where you were previously. We'll just try to keep doing this right now. Okay, there we go. Oh, nope, never mind. He's flying up. Okay, I keep saying that these guys like to stay close to the ground. Although, in all honesty, this is relatively close to the ground compared to most bosses. Like, compared to the Grassland 2 boss, like, he stayed, like, directly above me. Let's see. Oh, he took a hit there. I can survive like 6 more hits from him. I think I'm able to do this. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you're almost dead. I'm not going to waste the money to revive my whipper just to hit you once, and then you'll die from that. There we go. All right. So we got some so we got some gold. We got some health back. Just so this costs a little bit less. So we'll do that. And it appears okay. I'm going to assume that we can actually buy it. As you complete levels, it may occasionally give you a new weapon to purchase in the shop, and sometimes it can actually give you some weapons that you haven't encountered yet just by the simple algorithm of how that works. Like these two, we actually have not encountered all the weapons that are in these slots quite yet. Ooh, that's a very nice one. I'd like to get that at some point. What else is here? Oh, we have that weapon. Anyway, this is the weapon I want from him, the long staff. The range is the range is 110, which is very fantastic. That's a very good thing to equip to him, and this will be the most likely be the kind of weapon I equip to him from now on. The ones that actually, I'm gonna go back to town real quick. The ones that the ones that increases range. And I was gonna go back to town because I actually want to buy this, the Fire 1, and that's because of that's because of a level we're gonna be coming to recently. I'm actually gonna stockpile it down there for now. Let's see. Oh, never mind. It's just right there. All right, so let's give him this, and now you guys are gonna see why I really wanted to equip the grassling here. We're going a little bit out of order, but in a game like this, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, you could feasibly speedrun this game if you're vigilant enough, but honestly, going through the levels in order and leveling up does make it a little bit easier. I just feel like challenging myself a little bit, so we're going to be doing that. Now, what the fire does, the fire I do not recommend for airborne enemies at all, because honestly, the fire does not do nearly as much damage as the explosion, and it always saps to the ground. However, this makes it extremely useful for ground-based enemies, such as these trees right here. These enemies are called trees, I believe. And basically, he just like plants a fire on the ground. Ooh, okay, that's a good one. He plants a fire on the ground, and it just like saps the health basically. Well, it doesn't sap it, but like it does so much by comparison to what this would be doing. Like honestly, it hits more often by a simple fact that it's on the ground and it residuals. Yeah, like honestly, each of those individual hits does like whatever this is, which is very fantastic. Yeah, 2 to 6 damage per hit, whereas this one would just do like 5 to 10, which is more, but it doesn't do it as often by a simple fact that it doesn't like repeat itself. Let's see here. We're actually doing very well right here. These little grounder enemies. Okay, something I do want to point out about this game is that I'm a little bit more used to certain levels than others. Ooh, what's that? Is that a new weapon for That's a new weapon for the gladiator. You know what? I'm gonna try that. Huh. You know what? I think I'll try to make that a goal of this Ooh, it freezes or it slows them down. That's kind of interesting. I think I should also try to make that a goal of this playthrough too. Try to use a lot of weapons that you're not familiar with. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to equip him with this as well. Yeah, okay. The weapon I do like to permanently stay with him I don't get for quite some time, so I think that'll actually work out. So it's going to be doing more ice damage as a result of that. And you know what? If I can go all in, let's see what else I can give him. Let's see, more magic defense. He's going to be right next to enemies, so he's going to be taking a lot of hits anyway. Let's give him this as well. That, and I don't particularly like the crystals, so I think I think that's probably the most use I'll ever get out of that. Let's see, and we have these red trees right here. We'll explain what those do in a little bit as soon as we grind right through them. That's actually doing a very big number on them. It's not so useful against these kinds of enemies because they're stationary, but being able to slow certain enemies down is very nice. Now, what these red trees do is they actually they shoot fire at you, which is a little bit more annoying in all honesty. Ooh, that's a gun for the gunner. We actually don't... Oh, okay, that's a good weapon if you're using the gunner. Oh my gosh, the gunner is so gimmicky, though I really like him anyway. Let's see here. Let's move on, and let's see. We have already fought these fools. Now let's move on, and let's see. We fought these guys as well. I want to say the last. Yeah, it's just a bunch of like red trees. All right, let's move on to the boss. Now the boss stage. Occasionally they do this, but the boss for this stage is actually multiples of the same. Yeah, I'm actually going to turn all these guys off. Is multiples of the exact same same kind of mega boss. This occasionally happens, and honestly, I actually kind of like bosses like this too. Now, what I'm actually going to be doing right now is I want to, let's see, let's drag you there. I want to put him right next to, yeah, I want to put the, the other reason why I wanted to get this, the other reason why I wanted to get this weapon is because it is so good against this boss. Being a stationary enemy, being a tree, the fire cuts through their health very quickly. You know what? I'm actually going to drag you right in the middle because you hit all enemies at once. You know, I've never actually explained the mechanics of the priest before. If you see here, every single enemy within his range gets hit at once when he attacks, which is why I like to prioritize having very high range of him. However, you might also notice that he does very little damage. He actually has a gimmick called the auras, or that's what I like to call it. Auras, yeah. Actually, I think that's what it's called, actually. But basically what it is it raises your other ranger stats. So if they're... Ooh, that's a card. Ooh, cards are exceptionally rare. I'll have to hold on to that. So if a ranger is within the range of of a priest, their stats will be raised. And it raises 2 stats in general: your attack and your defense. I don't know. Take a look at my. Okay, whenever I play whenever I drag around rangers, keep in mind, or like try to take note of like how my attack drops whenever I get out of his radius, because it is very interesting. And keep in mind that kind of damage, it may not seem like much, but it does stack up over time. It is very useful. Oh yeah, speaking of very useful, like this fire is tearing these guys apart. Like honestly, this would take like triple the time otherwise. So you should be dead. We'll take this, and let's move on. All right, so we're doing very well right now. Let's see. Let's heal up right here, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm gonna want to go next, though. I think I'll find out in the next episode. Actually, oh no, I forgot to take the gold. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. I do that sometimes. There we go. So off screen, I think I'm gonna go grind for the long staff, so I can actually get that second so I can get that second compo slot. And again, I think it's there. I'll probably just check this afterwards, or I'll just buy the book, because I could probably do that with the kind of money I have. So I'll see you guys next time. Let's play Stick Ranger. Thanks for watching.